Hi, if you'd like to come on in, have a seat for some symbolic support. My name is Steph. We are going to utilize a pick-a-pile today with a scroll and a spirit animal, and I will reveal in just a moment so you can intuitively choose and follow the path that piques your paranormal senses. Let's just get to it. Good morning, as you can see. So we'll go with 1, 2, 3. I'll put timestamps below in the description box if you want to take a moment to tune in while I open up. We also have Ghost Tube here, Seer kicking for any visual inspirations that may inspire. Taking a nice deep breath. Closing the eyes, cleansing the palette of perception, releasing the race and the rush. Activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support in the name and honor of anyone that is here at any time. Thank you so much for being my muse, for holding space for me to share my insights and allowing me to be a guest in your aura. You know the drill. Always follow your own senses, though, first and foremost. Let's go. Pile 1, come on in. Scooch up a chair. You have an image coming through here. Sorry, my other tablet is charging. If you want to zoom in, but really I'm just seeing like an open forest. Actually, if I'm being very honest with you, the way it's coming through is there's a scene in the show True Blood. Now, it doesn't have to be about vampires or anything like that, but there's a part where it looks like open field, but it's not. And this is where the fairy realm is, or where the fairies are held. So, or they're protected. All right, on to the reveal. What a very scattered morning. I'm going to go with it. We have the lady, squirrel, dolphin, new hope. The finch, activity increases. And then we have the scroll, December, Capricorn. I'll flip it for also sage vibes. And then we'll add on some oracle cards along the way. All right, so something, the way I'm feeling is I've been in a state of contemplation. I want to say maybe even a little bit of Virgo mode, or there might be a Virgo lady, feminine energy around you. You yourself could be a Virgo. I stopped to smell the roses. In preparation for an activity that I want to be a part of, or active energy. That's what it is. It's not necessarily activity in the way that, like going to do activities. Let's go do activities. This feels like active energy. It's going to be renewable. It's like a renewable energy. Yeah, renewable energy from things that perhaps one has stocked away, pile 1, especially with the squirrel here. You might even be noticing coming up soon is an active social life. Active energies. Again, this doesn't, if you're, introverted or in hermit mode, that's not necessarily about active people, like going out and doing things, or if it, like you're like, no. This feels very sacred energy. There's a lot of spirals of creation, a whole lot of listening to things that I'm creating, to the energies, to the active energies I am creating in my own mind. Something feels, it's like the finch, like something feels common. The finch and the squirrel, these two are standing out. Give me a moment. The finch and the squirrel. Interesting. The squirrel works mostly on land or earth energy, hiding things, trinkets, food, preparing. The finch is in the air, but a very common bird. Squirrel's a very common creature to see as well. But then I get to the dolphin, and the dolphin's in water, and it's not necessarily so common. Sorry, you have an image coming up here. And it's not so common. I guess depending on where you live. Okay, so this is bringing me into different concepts of, depending on where your vibration is at, your frequency, not vibration, frequency, the movement on earth, and the thoughts. Do some of you in pile 1 think you have common thoughts, or it's like common for you to have an active mind? You might be like really high functioning, a little bit of a control freak. I have lots of tools at my disposal. I'm going to bring you down here because I'm in the scroll. You know, like when one of those cowboys come in, if you can really like go stereotypical, they're walking into a saloon. Howdy, partner. And they've got like those big chaps on and things like that. And they've got ropes and things. They're like, howdy. But there's something about in a passive time when it might feel like a valley versus a peak. It's gathering water. It's like a reservoir, which is why there's something about this renewable source. It creates like a sacred pool. I apologize, pile 1, if I'm all over the place. But you know, sorry, not sorry. It kind of feels majestic in this honoring of passive and active energies working for me, working with me. I'm seeing the rose as fire, passion, and I'm stopping to smell that. And it's a very specific kind of scent, and I'm not sure what the word is that I want to say. It's distinct. Good morning. You slept the whole night through. This is where I'm at. Okay, pile 1. Let's keep going here. I'm going to flip the scroll. We're going to start adding on some oracle cards. And I will also tell you what the spirit animal of the squirrel. The squirrel spirit brings energy, adaptability, and joy. Squirrels work diligently to prepare for the winter, but stop often to play. Your squirrel spirit teaches to prepare for the future, take only what is needed, and find the balance between work and play. Stop and smell the roses. I have some serious knocks and bangs happening over to my right. It's like I'm able to blend is also the feeling I'm getting. It's like seeing all the finches play in the air, and they're having a good time. Give me a moment. How much space do I got here? Sorry. There we go. Confusion, vision, diplomacy, and moderation. I'm going to put you over there. Okay. Pile 1. Your strength is in your ability to adapt to, at least the way I'm feeling it, to turmoil and to DOS. And it's like with this moderation card coming through, I have a vision. This is a finch vision, but with the frequency, it's like I'm a finch with the frequency of a dolphin. But I exhibit this essence, this elixir, through the squirrel. And I'm hearing that song. It's a Christmas carol, but it's about the spirit of it. Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. Over the fields we go, laughing all the way. Ha, 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 bells on bobtails sing, making spirits bright. Oh, what fun it is to sing in a sleighing song tonight. Sorry, there's an image coming through here. There's a very distinct woman. person. This is about raising the spirits of hope through renewable energy and resources in and of myself, and playing like the squirrel in that Christmas carol of sorts. With this vision and diplomacy, you might have been coming in through that hermit mode, the way I'm feeling it, inspired you to stop and smell the roses amongst the play, moderating work and play, moderating, having a moderator of spirit, perhaps. Somebody has a shaman around them, quite specifically a shaman, or forgive me, I don't know all the words and terms, because I'm seeing it more like New Orleans or like, but I know like for voodoo or whatever that is, and again, forgive me, but it's really stems from somewhere else. There's a state of confusion I was in, like, do I work? Do I play? Do I socialize? Do I introvert? So I actually went into introversion. I just stopped to smell the roses of my own passions. I sat upon them. I'm seeing cake. There, you know those log roll cakes that are rolled? It doesn't even have, it could also be a wrap of like cream cheese or something. And you cut them, and the point of like when you cut them is where like their decoration comes through, the layering. They're socializing. Absolutely. They're socializing. It's among the fish, oh, for heavens and hot dogs, Stephanie, among the finches that are almost like fishes. Oh. I'm literally in this state of confusion. Okay, pile one. Let's keep adding on some cards, some more oracle cards. Haunted. See, even in this card, okay, you might be haunted by the air of perfection, because even in this card, haunted, if you can see, there's two. It's like work and play, this or that, yes or no. I'm trying to edit something into perfection. Maybe it's your life. Maybe you're writing a book or reviewing your own reflections, looking at what your squirrel has caught. And it, you know, the way I'm seeing that is going through, it's like I'm at a grocery store and you get your order and you only take the best looking fruit. And while that has its place, I'm not poo-pooing that. There's also another aspect of opportunity that says, well, I will take all your ugly fruit and I will sell that for a cheaper price, a more reasonable price perhaps for some, just because it's not perfectly pretty. And then I'm hearing something else, like I'm making sauce. So it's like your elixir, that sacred pool, this secret sauce. It doesn't matter what it looks like. It's about the integrity of the flavoring of it. Because then I have here personality. You've got personality walk, a personality talk, a personality smile. I want to know, even the way these laid out is, it's kind of like being in that center space of this or that. On one hand, I have perfection, serious and stern, looking down. On the other half, I'm laughing jovially. I'm having a good time. And it's almost like these are the proverbial peaks and valleys, if I may. And neither one of them are places to, it's like your personality is perfect. And your perfection is in your personality. And it's bringing them together, of moderating for you, like moderating yourself, what element is best used. I have here justice coming through. Moderating again. Do you feel, pile one, that you're being judged, or that there is, why do I have that way up there? That's insane. Don't be crazy. Or you are the ultimate judge. Are you haunted by opinions? Because messages just came through. Okay, for some, I'm back to that shaman, priestess, priest kind of vibe. Because I'm recognizing, and once again, the way this is changing, of those two skulls, and then on each side is younger and older. And when I look at the Justice card and this character in the essence of it, it feels very stern, like perfection. And then I, again, once again, have this personality and the child of the messenger, and it's playful. It's like having fun delivering your own messages, receiving your own messages, trusting, thank you, trusting that your shaman, priest, priestess, God, goddess, deity, whatever the case may be, is very serious in their support to you, your gatekeeper, if I may, your barriers, your boundaries. They are taking note. There's something about the Akashic as well coming through, shadow or shine. Holistically speaking, they're all one. Why are they held in different places? Because they're different journeys. They're different journeys. There's always a choice. And then it brings me into, as I'm getting ready to close out here, pile one for you. So thank you so much. If you haven't already, please do like, share, subscribe. The links are below to help a gal grow. You guys truly warm my haunted heart, and I'm so grateful for you. And there's also a new link if you would like to pre-order a set of scrolls, because they do take me some time to make, so that's in limited quantities. It's almost like the way the squirrel is, having fun getting the nuts and seeds, and then having fun holding them as well, preparing for the future. And there is this wonderful harmony. If you're feeling conflicted at being, maybe revered, how you want to be perceived, maybe by the opinions of others, but more importantly by yourself, by the reflection of what you see. And it's like, am I a playful person? Am I being taken serious? And I personally can relate to that, being that, as a soul, I'm very, very serious, but I'm also a lot of personality, and I do like to have fun, but there's those measurements of moderation to what renews what. And these actually help renew each other. So no matter which path you might be on, pile one, your perceptions of, it's almost like looking at the valley, the proverbial valleys, are you looking at it from the peak? And are you looking at a peak from the valley? And it seems unreachable, unattainable, impossible. I dream of a million impossible things before breakfast. It's almost like assessing it, getting a bird's eye view while being in the sacred pool. It feels well, pile one. I'm going to leave it here because I feel like it's just, it could go on and on and on and on. It's beautiful. I will see you on the flip side if you chose another pile, or you go through the chapters or the timestamps to see if there's a secret scry. All right, until next time. Bye. Pile two, this scroll's for you. Let's dive in. I'm having a very funny morning, so we're just going to allow it to be. All right, pile two right off the hop. Before I even step in here, let's take a look at your elephant. Was the rune that stepped forward your spirit animal? The elephant spirit brings power, pride, and strength. Elephants are patient, even-tempered, and live very long. Your spirit elephant can help you remove obstacles out of your way and lead your life with stability, honor, and happiness. I'm going to take that in for a moment. We'll put that guy up there. We also have here time to move, migration. Magpie, secrets discovered. The key. Hopefully you can see these okay. And your scroll is Tuesday, passion. All right, I'm going to take a moment here to tune in. If you see, sense, or feel anything, please feel well to comment below. I'm hearing secrets are not obstacles for you. For some, it might be a key. You're remembering something, or it's being revealed to you. I always see origami in this scroll for one reason or another. It just, the way it steps forward, it feels very origami-esque. There's an inner secret revealed here. And it's funny because I don't want to say secret in the typical way one would consider a secret. Okay, thank you. So the way I'm seeing it is like a Kinder egg. You know, like it looks like an egg, but you don't, well, it's an egg shape with white and dark chocolate, if I recall. But then there's a toy inside. And that toy is the secret to be discovered. It's also almost like those Christmas cracker things. You know what I mean? Like it's a secret, but it's a good secret. That's how it makes me feel. It's a good secret. Somebody around you, or spirit in general, whether that's spirit of animals, elements, this, that, or the other, is very chatty. Some of you might be feeling annoyed, pile 2, by a lot of chitter chatter. Maybe it's just a lot of comments. Maybe it's internal conversation. I'm seeing going into your home, your heart, whatever the case may be is, and you go inside. It's like you're famous and like the paparazzi or something is around you. So when you go, and I'm seeing you walk up like a walkway, go in your door and then turn the key, you unlock and then go in and you lock it. And you're like, okay, that's what it feels like. So interestingly enough about this concept of the paparazzi and this famous frequency, it doesn't necessarily have to mean that you want to be famous or infamous or get all the attention. It feels like attention. And in some cases, that's an obstacle because there's chitter chatter to move through, interactions to move through. And there's something about the boundary of getting in your home or your head and locking the door, turning the key, swallowing the key. Okay, so it's also like origami. It's a piece of paper, but there's this, it's like somebody's making you something or you're doing something to soothe or whatever the case may be. I don't want to get constipated there. It's like the egg, the Kinder egg or the Christmas cracker thing. It's a piece of paper. But the secret is this piece of paper can become a swan. This piece of paper can become a star. This piece of paper can be turned into something or other that's very specific. Very specific. Okay, I'm going to keep going here. We'll start adding on some oracle as well. It's like not staying in the crowd because the crowd's around you. Pile 2. The crowd's around you. See, now in other times, it's like I'm being asked to notice that feeling and I acknowledge it. Thank you. And I admit it feels more human, or maybe you're in the space of consciousness creation. You're hearing all the whispers of those that have passed on, whatever the case may be. And then on the other hand, I'm in a forest and all those whispers and all that chatter soothes. It turns the key and I can unlock to receive that. Can I flip this? Thank you. Because there's something about stabilizing the chatter And it's like different chatter can help that. The tree chatter, the sun chatter, the feeling of grass on the bottom of the feet. That it's still a chatter, it's still a conversation, but it happens so differently. It's received even differently, that it really soothes having to. Do you know what I'm saying? My nose is getting itchy now in your reading. Sorry. It's like people are dropping things at your door. The way I'm seeing this, people are dropping things at your doorstep, or maybe this is just your energy door of your aura, right? And for 8, 9 feet out, some can get a little closer. And some are leaving you gifts, and some you feel are leaving you like poop bombs. I'm such a child. I'm also seeing something about Egyptian characters. I'm also seeing a horse, but one of those stick horses, like when we're kids, and you would trot around. Movement, time to move. You don't necessarily need a car. It's your physical vehicle. It's the vessel that's being asked to be moved a little bit, maybe to even like shake them off. If you step on the brown paper bag of poop left on your doorstep as a, trick or treat, and you shake it off. There's also pile 2 here. I'm just going to note there's somebody in spirit that really, really adores you. Give me a moment about that. They're a female that had passed. Female expression, female energy predominantly. So whatever that kind of may mean for you. There's a lot of gratitude towards you, pile 2. You might have felt at some point in time like you were an obstacle for them, or a challenge. You challenged them. So whatever that relationship resonance might be, maybe you're just very different in the way you went about things. They're very happy with you. I think they lived with you at some point in time with this house and this key thing that I'm seeing over here. They've moved on. But they still visit the home. They still visit the home very much so. Especially when you're in, especially when you're like saging or something like that. Or if you're house cleaning. I don't know. Sorry. There's somewhere in there. I got lost in that for a moment. I apologize. The way you hold their memory, they hold it of you as well. Could also be something about a Capricorn, but that Egypt thing is coming back in. Okay, so I'm going back to the original Scry story, and I apologize if I'm all over the place here. So it's like there's some energies around you at the doorstep, if I may. I'm going to go with that path, that rabbit hole. Some are trying to seduce you to come outside to like step in the poop. Others are trying to, and this doesn't necessarily, it's like the secrets thing. It's not necessarily in the same way we would consider seduction, but it's just kind of like alluring because they want to extend gratitude to you just because there's so much. They can even sense the spirit of those in the afterlife around you that are supporting this. I also want to note that the key card here is the number 33. There's also something pile 2 that works in the shadows on your behalf. Slice and dice, slice and dice. I'm also seeing it's like a certain kind of flower that grows means something to you. Like it tells you something if I don't know. I just heard primrose and I don't even know what primrose is. It's almost like if there's a certain plant somewhere growing wildly or somebody has planted it, you know what it means. You might also be considering planting something in the front of the house, like peppermint or whatever the case is. I'm not saying go and do that. Or you have a planter. There's something out front of your home that symbolizes strength. Yeah, things. Maybe you also have like trinkets and peace. So, see, this is like the way when I was talking about the woman in spirit and then the slice and dice kind of shadow spirit. This is them. Sorry, I'm not really giving you the middle finger. That's rude, but it's just power. That's all. There they are there. It's like these trinkets that are infused with things help you not only remove obstacles, but keep your peace. It's more about like focusing on what keeps my peace versus focusing on removing obstacles. Does that mean I need to move somewhere different for peace? And maybe you are moving. Maybe you're outgrowing a certain area that you've lived in, or a different apartment building, and you're like, okay, instead of focusing on all the things I need to do to maintain a certain peace and patience and have patience and have patience and have patience, constantly being tested, perhaps a concept in whatever context this is in, it doesn't have to be physical moving your home, but maybe there is changing where your altar is or changing where this is, moving things up to focus on what brings in peace, what things add peace. Maintain the peace. Sorry, I also had up here visitation come through. And there's that woman. So she does very much so visit. Very much so. She's lovely. She's lovely. Do you know what it's also, I'm just as a side note here before I get ready to close out pile 2. When I was talking about the slice and dice shadow, it's almost as if, and this is so very fun because I haven't seen it yet. Oh, and I have such an itch right here. It's so wild. It's like seeing all these paparazzi or seeing all these people, all these energies around you, dead, alive, elements, entities, but yada, 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 yada. Insert what feels good to you. Maybe they're confusions. Maybe they're your own thoughts expressed and they're coming back and they're just like, pitchforks and whatnot. And then I see somebody go, oh, I can go out and sell these people hot chocolate, if they're people, you know what I mean? Or give them offerings, if maybe they're fairies or gnomes. There's somebody like popcorn, cigarettes. Like I'm seeing one of those old school things. Like there's another aspect that goes, here's an opportunity. Now maybe it's about making money, or maybe it's about sending out an energy line that is doing this one thing, that's providing a service or support very quickly, but it's actually navigating the energies of all of it and hears things. Do you know what I'm saying? Gets to know their intentions, hears the whispers. Do you know what I'm saying? This feels wild. Popcorn, cigarettes, news. I'm going to leave this here, pile 2. I hope that made somewhat of a sense. Please know that the woman in spirit as well is in a state of peace. If you're wondering, maybe she's why my nose is, I think you're her child or you're her older sister, something along that lines. There's something in that air. Okay, pile 2. I adore you. It's whatever it is that's being discovered, you are remembering because you've turned the key. Also, if you are getting a new home or moving, I see you getting the keys. Migration, you're getting the keys. This also could be in that spiritual space, holistic space, all the great things, all the spaces, all the secrets. Popcorn. Until next time. Thank you, pile 2. If you haven't already, sorry, I always forget. Please do consider sharing, and subscribing if you haven't already. And the links are below if you'd like to help a gal grow, as well if you would like to reserve a pre-order a set of scrolls, as they are limited. So I do want to just earnestly take a moment to say that. All right, until next time. Bye. Pile 3, Somota B, come on in, have a seat for some symbolic support for your reveal. Sorry, things are a little askew. We're going to start with your spirit animal, which is a ladybug. I really like that. We also have here rebirth, snake, kingfisher, sunshine, prosperity, and love, the owls, number 12, and then Gemini or Taurus. Okay. All right, let's dig in here. Shall we start with the ladybug? The ladybug spirit brings luck and makes wishes come true. Ladybugs are gardeners' friends. They protect crops against unwanted bugs. Your spirit ladybug allows for a turnabout of the situations of your life, making love, luck, and happiness to manifest themselves under auspicious conditions. You also have an image up here. Sorry, my other tablet's charging. I'm getting two vibes here. One, those Muppets that are in the stands of like the opera or the play, the heckle. But actually they're not heckling anymore. Do you notice here? Turnabout, love, luck, and happiness to manifest. Sunshine, prosperity, and love. There's that rebirth of all this. So it's like it's almost as if I've gone from those heckle Muppets. Mary Poppins is the way I was seeing it. What's my next job? Where is my next spoonful of sugar going to be to help the medicine go down? Who can I help? Who can I help? And who can help me? It's almost as if, pile 3, if I may, whatever you've been doing and helping others, it's like it's coming about. It's turning about to the karma or the energy, like the wave. It's like you've been waiting, not waiting, waiting. But that movement, as you've been maybe helping others, like a lifeguard kind of feel, and you go out and you bring them back in. But now like this wave is coming back for you. The momentum is coming back for you. I see you being lifted up. But I had to go burrow into the ground because I'm seeing like the snake in tunnels. To inevitably come back onto the surface, be taken by a bird, and then which means the snake has transformed and taken flight to somehow. Some sort of knowledge might have helped you, or somebody. It's like I have a mentor. That's what it makes me feel like, or a guide. I have a friend who, it makes me feel like I have a friend who, their love is prosperous. The way they express it feels really, really well. This could be a partner, friend, romantic, platonic, pick any channel. And together, we're better together. Is that Jack Johnson? We're better together. What is that? Hold on. Sorry. Give me one moment. You're so being held up. I also see if anyone had like, you've been keeping your lips closed about something. It's like trying to find not the perfect words, particular words. I feel like this is in mirroring. I'm talking to a mirror about this very sunshine, love, prosperity, manifestations. Particular words. Again, I want to shift from those Muppets to now the owls. Thank you. That's what I see. So, in the movie Beetlejuice, and if you know me, you're here with I Scry with stuff. So, spooky, not scary. Beetlejuice, cult favorite. See their eyes? If I can bring that up to you without it being disastrous. Near the end of the movie, where they do the seance and call them forward to come into their wedding clothes. The wedding clothes. And then they go old again, right as they're floating above the table. That's the way I'm seeing it. It's like being sunk in. And you know, let's wander for a moment, or at least I'll hold space. Thank you for holding space for me to wander. So they're already dead. The living call them forward and they go through a second death. But inevitably, the love Lydia has for them helps them resurrect and have a rebirth even in their afterlife. Now, this seems to be as well something that if maybe you feel like you're going through what they call is like the dark night of the soul, this, that, or the other, and you're coming out on the other side. I'm also seeing somebody very much so being able to balance something on the top of their head, like books or water or a basket. And it's like, oh my goodness, how great they are at holding these things. But really, there's like 2 spirit guides also there. There's two. Helping this process, helping this experience move along. Because I don't want to, it's like the turnabout. Yes, thank you. If you are or going through a state of grief or heckle to happy, let's say, and I'm not saying that hecklers aren't happy, but nonetheless, you know what I'm saying. Somebody's helping you. There's 2 very specific spirits that are helping you. Some of the pile 3, you might also have parents or grandparents specifically in spirit. Do you know how else I'm seeing with this turnabout thing? Sorry, I'm just going to pause for a sec. I don't know if that's actually what they're called, but for simplicity, so if you're driving and instead of having a 4-way stop, they have the circles like a turnabout. Not where you can just necessarily turn around, but they're like, I guess you could turn around in them, but nonetheless. So instead of having, a cross this way, that way, it's the turnabout. And it's almost like for a little bit, I felt like I knew when I was coming into it, and I just kept going round and round for a little bit. I'm like, I'm not sure which direction I want to go. And then it's like I'm in a pool. And if you ever had a kid or played in a pool as a kid, and you run and run and run to make the circle pool turn into like a whirlpool, and then you turn around and you try and walk against it. This feels like flow. Like I'm not doing that. Though maybe I have, and that's the feeling of like the dark night of the soul-esque aura, not saying, it could be something specific that you're going through. And instead of turning around after creating all this momentum, you're like, oh, I'm just going to go with the flow, and then you float, and then there's no effort. And you land exactly where you need to be. Because I have evaluating here. Is it the moose? It's a moose. So a moose might also mean something to you. And this is the turnabout, is to turn around. Instead of turning around and going against the wave that I've created, or the momentum, or what has happened, I allow the turning to take me. Oh, I hope that makes sense somewhere. Yeah, I'm not being bullheaded. The Taurus is really stepping forward there. Yeah, see, there's that turmoil. Turnabouts and turmoil. Not creating my own turmoil as I'm in a turnabout. The turnabout's there for fluidity of movement. Versus this stop. And, anyway, okay. Yeah. Evaluating. It's like evaluating people, places, or things. Maybe even hecklers or your own space of that. I will admit that there might be some that had grandparents in spirit that you didn't think fondly of, or you felt they were not fond of you. They're in a state of reflection right now, and they are absolutely evaluating how they perceived you and received you. Yep, there it is. So they have also turned heckle to heart, let's say, in their reflections, because they have long since passed. It's a new chapter. They've settled that. They understand in that human experience and expression. Yeah. So now they're no longer, they're actually in awe of you. They're apologizing that they didn't have that awareness when they were human. There was just things that they were going through. There was a lot of pressure. They couldn't say anything. And maybe when they did, there's just a lot of burdens, I feel. Hardships. Okay. So in the turnabout, in the turnaround, is that new chapter, the ladybug. Beep, 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 beep. Turn around. There's that new chapter of that feeling. It's like, did you ever as kids, when you first started driving, or even if, I don't know, riding bikes or whatnot, and you get to a four-way stop and you'd be like, left, right, straight. Like, which way do we want to go? What adventure are we going to take today? This feels like a light at the end of the tunnel. I don't know if I'm expressing that well, but I want that to be known, that it's in pile 3. It's embracing that. Looking in disbelief and going, this is what's going on, to, okay, rebirth. Let's do this. Recycle, reduce, reuse, whatever the case is. This new chapter that you're moving through, you've earned this privilege. You've earned this. You've earned this. Like another angel gets his wings. Or if someone's like, oh, I don't deserve this. One might want to work through that feeling or that emotion. Is it serving, feeling small? Again, I'm seeing those lips close like, no, I don't deserve this. But you do. This new chapter is for you. Because now I'm like, again, I'm braced by 2. These look like serpents with frogs on top. They're working together. Yeah, kindred. There's something. I don't know who these 2 are. The grandparents, parents, soulmates, soul tribes. I'm trying to think of all the words that people use. Sorry. Maybe I should just really spend some more time considering a different word that comes through more organically, and that'll come over time. Companion, kindred companions. It's like you're taking this chapter together. Maybe this is in your relationship or friendships. It's like receiving help. It's a privilege to work with you. It's a privilege to... It's an honor. It's an honor. Yeah, when I think about those grandparents for a moment, like it's like I look up and I'm like, yeah, I didn't really have that kind of relationship with my grandparents or my parents. I just know that they're older than me. I'm like, yeah, okay. They're helping the wheel turn in your favor. They are part of this turnabout now. Because they've made a turnabout. Like they've gone through that that same reflecting. It's just from a different perspective. Does that make sense? Last card, religion. Yeah, maybe they were very religious, or they were very, how do I say? Everyone in their own era is always in their own ways. There are different things to help create safety, security. You might want to watch pile 2 because that came up a lot as well. But somebody's faith in something. Your grandparents or these parents might have been very religious or very deep in their culture, whatever the case may be. Sorry if I'm butchering that in any way, shape, or form. It's not my intent. And maybe you didn't. Maybe you were different than them, and that challenged them. And they understand that now. And hopefully you understand more of them. Maybe of what their generation went through, or what their story is, and why maybe they applied that so tough, or so no apologies for having that. And I'm not saying it has to be in some sort of religion or faith, but even structure, discipline, whatever the case may be. It's like now, time tells all of sorts. And now there's a different understanding. It's almost like a universal understanding. But wherever you're going in this new chapter, like things of the past are settling down in a good way. It's like the dust has settled. The concrete has cured. Give me one more moment here, sorry. And now the dust is settled. Thank you. The concrete is cured. Pick anything else that I don't know about. And now the auspicious conditions are there for you to go in whichever direction you would like. It's almost like you can do no wrong. All right, pile 3. Thank you. If you've made it all the way through, thank you so much for being my muse, for holding space for me to share my insights. All the links are below if you'd like to help a gal grow. Also, as they are limited in the next rollout of scrolls, if you would like to reserve a set, the link is below for the next rollout of those. As well, I don't know if you want to check out if there's a secret scry. I'm just saying. I don't know. You never know. All right. Thank you so much. Until next time. Bye. Did you make it to the secret scry? Secret scry. Let's dig in. Okay, so I have taken all of the scrolls and spirit animals, but they're not in any particular order. So in case you chose right off the hop intuitively to come into the secret scry, there's no known association between any of these. So it is in its own right, in its own space, an offering. So when you're ready, we're going to start revealing. You know the drill. Please do see, sense, and feel for yourself. We have the owls, the key, and the lady. Spirit animals, we have the squirrel, the ladybug, and the elephant. We also have here the dolphin, new hope, snake, rebirth, and migration, time to move. And then our feathered friends are finch, activity increases, magpie, secrets discovered, and kingfisher, sunshine, prosperity, and love. Sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows. All right, let's dig in here. I feel like I'm at a circus right now, or almost like at a zoo. Give me a moment here. And you know the drill. If you see, sense, or feel anything, please feel well to comment below. Something about property. I feel like I might be moving into or be living in my parents' house, or I'm like moving away from my parents' home. I'm getting my own apartment, my own tiny home, my own house, whatever the case is. It's weird because it feels like it goes either way. Like my family home is now mine to, to maintain or I'm rented, whatever the case is, or I've inherited it, or I'm moving away from that and I'm getting my own place. And it's almost like there's a little bit of, I feel like I want to say disbelief, but it feels like they're leaving the nest. They're going. Maybe it's to your first dorm room or into a retirement home. Something different. And it could even in and of it be of the self, right? Sorry if I'm stuttering over my words this morning. It's just the air of the day. And I feel as though, I've been living in my family home for 40 years, 30 years, 10 years, whatever it is. And you're like, now I'm ready to change. So you might be going from a big house to a small apartment, or you're going to go RVing. Do you know what I'm saying? There's like a shift in that. It's your time to transition. I feel like sometimes in this space or in this rabbit hole that I'm going through, it's like too much space. I feel floaty. It's not as grounded anymore. Yeah. And that's beautiful. It's beautiful. Where did I put that? Sorry that I'm like, there it is. Sorry, because the ladybug's calling for my attention, so I'm going to bring this up for you. I'm telling you, this morning is just a little, that's fine. The ladybug spirit brings luck and makes wishes come true. Ladybugs are gardeners' friends, and they protect crops from unwanted bugs. Your ladybug spirit allows for a turnabout of the situations in your life, making love, luck, and happiness to manifest themselves in the auspicious conditions. Okay. So somebody else might be moving in together, taking your relationship to the next level, or you're getting roommates or something along that lines, and you're like, we can do this together. It's a very wise decision, I feel like. That's how I'm hearing that. Love, luck, and happiness. Oh, that makes sense why I was hearing that song. I got you, babe. So is it Sonny and Cher? I got you, babe. Yeah, even with that time to move, I just realized that was up there. And for those that are like, it doesn't even necessarily need to be in the structure of a home, of a place, like a tangible thing. It could be a new career, because I feel like, I have an interest in that. Well, that would be interesting. And I kind of move my attention over there a little bit. It's like, I would love to learn. I don't know. Love to learn anything. Dominoes or chess. Pickleball. I don't know. It doesn't have to be recreational in space. It could be very academic. And it's something that adds to your palette, because I feel like there's a high integrity of intelligence here. I'm not going to make decisions all willy-nilly. It's almost like whatever my investments are going up. Some sort of investment. So whatever you're investing your time, money, and attention into, they bring about an ability to, it's like I apologize. It's like having to maintain a big home, and possibly, you're at a place in your life where having a smaller space to maintain is more grounding for you and actually gives you more space to go about, because you don't need to maintain the lawn as much, or all these things, right? And home maintenance. And it's kind of like the best I can navigate through that. That's what it feels like. And for others, then I feel like you're receiving the opportunity the happiness on the other end for those that are transitioning in their way, whatever age being indifferent in this case. This is about just where your life is and awareness of, I want to travel a lot, or I'd like to go camping more, or I'm working all the time. I don't want this big house to maintain. It's just not what I want. Maybe you're an empty nester nonetheless. But then also on the other hand, I feel that rabbit hole where it's an opportunity for others that are stepping into the home market, and they're stepping into the space of learning these different responsibilities and of home maintenance as the example. And so it's, giving and receiving the whole. This is what creates activity, is through some sort of movement and allowing room to migrate without this, how do I say, definition of success or failure. It really needs like it needs to feel well for me in this energy. This feels well for me to feel prosperous and to welcome in increase. And sometimes that's by decreasing maybe your waist size, your home size, your car size. Maybe you're going from a truck to a car and you're like, you know what, gas is expensive. I don't really need it. Maybe there was a time in your life where that space was required, or you're hauling things, and I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying? That's how it makes me feel. I feel like for those that are kind of moving in together or having some sort of new experience, you're going to discover a lot of great things about each other. I'm hearing like it makes me love you more. It makes me love you more. Okay, so I'm going to say it because it's definitely right there, and I just kind of got say it. For some of you, you're walking into a home or a space that is haunted by old spirits. They're completely fine, but it's like this house maybe was abandoned for a while, or it was for sale for a long time, something along that lines, and they're kind of like surprised that you're there. They're like, oh my God, there's people here. Like, there's alive people here. There's a lot. So for them in this realm, in the realm that they're in, their activity is going to increase. It's like you're haunting them. That's fun. It doesn't feel malicious or anything in nature. It's surprising, because I feel like maybe this place has been just left alone for a while for one reason or another. Somebody's family has a child that is autistic. They're special. Maybe it comes through autism, maybe it's through something else, but somebody's child has a heightened gift. Everyone's aware of it. They feel very comfortable. They feel very happy that they're being embraced. They're special. It's like, just being a doctor, but then you can also be a specific kind of surgeon, or you have a specialty. This is what it feels like. It's like your family has a specialty. I don't know what that is. It could be embodied through a person for some specifically, and for others, it's like imbued through all of you. Yeah, like in all the different pillars. You create the structure, like all having a specialty about something. It kind of makes me feel like, as an example, if I was in a house, or what is that? What are those things when... I'm going to call it a dorm, but I don't know that's what it's called, but maybe it's along that same lines. Because I'm seeing like a bunch of people in a room that maybe they're learning something together or doing something together. Again, maybe it's even like, maybe it's school, college, or a retreat that you're going on, or, moving into the retirement home. There's something where all the people are there together, but then you also go to your respective sleeping spaces. You're there together. I don't know how else to say that without being even weirder than I already am. But through each individual specialty of sorts, it's like you're all doctors or you're all retired, but you each like have your things that you like to do. You have your specialties. And there's a lot of friendship here. Somebody is absolutely going to school. Like, I feel like it's a university thing. Okay. And for one or many, I'm not sure. There's somebody specifically that has passed. I'm going to school for this. And I go to their grave, or I speak to them, I speak of them and say, would you be proud of me? That's how I'm hearing that. I'm wondering if they would be proud of me for what I've chosen to be or become. And I feel like I speak to them a lot because I know that they're with me along the journey. They are hearing you, absolutely. They want you to be free. They want you to be free from any sort of hesitancies in regards to their opinion. Because they are helping to remove obstacles with the elephant. You remember them very, very fondly. You know how, like, when I was talking about that specialty, some might feel like the black sheep. This is like the white sheep. And it's like it's just the opposite. It's like the yin and the yang. Okay, for somebody that's in like the university or school or a retreat, it might even be like a secret retreat. Because up here with the secrets discovered with the magpie, and then I have secrecy coming through with some kind of frog, and I feel like it's a poisonous kind of frog, and I don't normally see that. Phoenix and rebirth. Honesty is on the bottom once again. Okay, so this school or university might have a club or something you're part of or that you're aware of. There's a white horse I'm seeing in the shadows of this tombstone with the shadowing, but I'm actually seeing the white horse. I feel like I'm just going to become part of a club or something along that lines. And with the Phoenix rebirth, I want to come into not only the snake of the rebirth, but this new hope. Somebody's doing something grand for their family line. Some way, in some form, you're doing something great for your family karma. Or what would be called family karma. It's not your responsibility to do it all. You do you, because by doing what you want to do, by following your inspiration, by following what you are called to create, I'm seeing that tap in the movie Under the Tuscan Sun, and the water starts dripping. Somebody in school is like very, very tired. It feels like a prestigious like university or something along that lines. It doesn't have to be. It has an air of prestige. And again, you could be at a salon or a spa or even at home, but I just feel like the intention is prestigious. Some of you also might be a part of a secret society. Well, if you're a member here with Scry with Staff, you can totally become a member, part of our secret society. But this feels like one of those things, like a club within a club within a club. It's like the whole family has a chat, but then there's another chat, a smaller chat, a sacred chat, we'll call it. There's play there. Give me a moment, see if there's anything else that's standing out. No, I think we're good. All right, let's add on a few more oracle cards and then close this out. Pile 3, so Moda B. Oh, there's that snake again, eh? Snaky, snaky. And chicken. Oh my God, it's so forgiveness and faith. Objectivity. Hardships are in the reverse. Okay. Oh, interesting. Optimism wanted to fly out there, so I shall receive it. What I wanted to do here is put these two cards together. And do you see the depictions of figure, smaller figure, figure, smaller figure? I feel like those depictions are very emotional, like black and white and very fire element. I feel very passionate. I feel blessed. Secret Scry. Well, we are also in a secret. Hilarious. Secret Scry, Secret Society, and all the secrets coming out. Oh my God, I love I'm also sorry when I saw the scroll, Princess in the Pea, Princess in the Pea. I don't know that whole story, if really at all, but something about it might inspire somebody. Princess in the Pea. Okay, so when I was talking about the university or the college or the school or something, it's something about like hazing. That's what it is. It's like a hazing ritual. Yeah, it feels exhausting when I think of that. Because it feels like in some ways I feel like it could be fun. And other times you're like, oh, this is just a playful power dynamic, part of tradition. I don't know. Everyone has to have their own feel about it, right? Because you're still like interacting with it and interconnected with it. But I do see it being very optimistic here. Because it's almost like by you being like, maybe if you're, and I don't know which role you're in of this, said hazing-esque part. But I feel like if you're the one stepping into it, what are those called? The alpha omegas and like of the colleges or whatnot. If you know it, please feel well to tell me below. Because I'm seeing like people do things in unison. Anyway, charges maybe. And you're like, oh, look at them in the role, telling us what to do or making us do these odd things. Like for some reason, like you have like this really, really interesting way of looking at it where it doesn't bother you. Hardships is in the reverse. Active love is objectivity. Because I feel like you have that. You also know who is snakes around you. You're very wise to that. It's almost like they have it written all over their face. This feels very much so in this school or retreat or whatever the space is. I just heard bank, something about a bank too. I don't know what that's about. Secret Scry. What else do we got here before I let you go? Did I say thank you? I do. You truly warm my haunted heart, and I'm so grateful for you. Yeah, with the squirrel, like playing games, playing chicken. I'm really excited for somebody moving. I feel really, really excited for that. Or getting your own place, or just next chapter, whatever it is. Going bigger, smaller, in between. It feels really, really, feels really nice. Even for those going to school, like it all around feels nice. Everything's increasing. This is the funny thing. It's bringing me back to that thing with Miyuki, our conversation the other day. With the activity increasing, but it's like even people can't haunt you anymore. Dead or alive. They can't haunt you in the typical way, like, woo, or scare you by their hazing rituals or their power projections, because power is great, right? But maybe other people overcompensate, and so it comes off, or they use it in different ways than you would. I feel like somebody is also a significant healer, and when I say that, it's not like, oh, you are healed. No, you know what it is. You have done it. You have done something in your phoenix rebirth with all the snakes. It's like you've played with all the snakes in the garden in the grass. And now you're lifted up as a little bit special. A little bit special. I'm just going to say that. You're a little bit special. There's a humbleness. And still a wisdom to receive. Doesn't matter if you're 65 or 19 or 2 million years old. The gift of other energies, guides, guardians, parents, whatever the case may be, to still always be a child, to receive, to have solace, to curl up and feel embraced, secure, loved. It's honorable. Somebody is also the object of somebody else's affection. I'm sorry. Like whatever this relationship was up and over there, it's so sweet. So sweet. I love it. I love it. I'm going to let you go because I feel like I can linger in this whole, oh my gosh, look at my hair. I can linger in this whole space for a long time. I want to thank you so, so much if you made it through the secret sky. Wherever you're going with love, activity, an increase in all ways, shapes, or forms. But I'm not going to continue. Have a great day. Thank you so much for being you, and I will see you again soon.